Game 7 coming Sunday night in Houston, thanks to the Rockets' impressive victory on Friday evening. Fred VanVleet is the man that won a ring with Toronto, and boy, he has been spectacular in games 4, 5, and 6. He was 4 of 5 from 3 through 3 quarters. In the early going of the fourth, you heard Draymond mention it, you heard Steve Kerr mention it. Off one kick-ahead pass, VanVleet buries the 3, draws the foul. That's 6 seconds into the fourth quarter. A 4-point play, and it changed the energy of the whole fourth quarter. Down low, Şengün, no. Wild scramble. And it actually ends up hurting him worse because it ends up in the hands of VanVleet from Şengün. 6 of 9 from 3. 8 boards, 8 assists, 29 points. And the Rockets actually only won by 8. It felt like a whole lot more than that, but it really didn't matter what the margin was so long as they had one more than Golden State and they had 8 more. Fred VanVleet's first 3 games of the series, not his best, just 11 per game, under 30% from the field. Last 3 games, 25 or more in every game, including making 2/3 of his shots from beyond the arc. That will add up in a favorable way. Great to see our friend, the Hall of Famer Marc Spears from the Bay, and I appreciate you taking a minute. I know you've just visited with Ime Udoka moments ago. How do you best characterize the conversation y'all shared?
Yeah, you know, Ime was taking some pictures with some friends, and I had to bug him and get in there and talk to him. And I said, Coach, can you tell me what you told the players in the locker room? He looked at me crazy. And I said, can you share something, anything? And he said, well, what I told them was that when we played average and we lost, that we still could have won. And that when we played great, we won. So basically, we could beat them. We're the better team. We just got to play our game and we could win. And so nothing dramatic, just basically putting extra confidence that they've been competitive this whole series, even in the losses, they weren't blown out. And, you know, he has this coolness that maybe he got some of that from Coach Pop, and this confidence that he's exuding to his players. And they certainly don't seem scared at all.
No, they certainly don't. It's speaking of Pop, we got one big thing coming on that, and I quote Udoka, who talks about what makes Pop great is relationships and accountability. And you see that embodied in the way Udoka carries himself, and his team reflects that as they walk off the floor after an emphatic win in an incredibly tough place to win. What did you see from Houston?
Well, Scott, I was waiting for it. I was told by the security we had to turn off our cameras, and I thought the Rockets were trying to protect, you know, their players from something, but there was nothing. Their focus, there was no hurrah. It was just one more, clapping in hand, one more. Amen Thompson had a really cool, you know, slapping 5. He did, little thing that, you know, the young fellas do. But other than that, they were really, really focused. Now, there was an executive from the Rockets, who I'll leave nameless, who did say to me, he's like, hey, I'm going to be excited for a couple minutes, but they still have those 2 guys, man. They still have those 2 guys, and those 2 guys, you know, are Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler.
For sure. And look, I mean, it's a lot to beat him in a game 7, but I'm just interested. This is whether it was Oakland or in the new building, Mark, you've been there for so much of it.
Yeah.
And that place, when that building's right, and I think more Oracle than this one, but that's a different story. When it's right, man, it can win a game on its own. But in the fourth quarter, that team and that building looked beat. And I don't know if it was temporary or if it lingers.
Yeah.
I just wonder your sense of what that fourth quarter did.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the building. I don't know, your sense of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sadly, this crowd can't play for them, man. They try to get the Warriors going and the Let's Go Warriors and all that. But that 4-point play coming right into the fourth quarter, I think, just sucked all the energy out of the building. You know, I always say that in the playoffs, the 3 things that matter are matchup, health, and luck. And right now, it seems like the Warriors are striking out on all 3 in this matchup. But the one thing that they do have going into a game 7 is experience.
Yep.
Steph has played in 5 of these game 7s. Draymond's played in 5 of these game 7s. Jimmy's played in 4. and several other guys in this team. Looney obviously has played in a few. They have that experience. But I also asked Ime about the lack of experience that the Rockets had, and he said, hey, they hadn't played in a game one before. They did. They hadn't played on the road before. They did. Now they've won on the road. And, they played in a elimination game twice, and they won. So game 7, I told him, Ime's words, this is just another game. So they don't know what they don't know. I mean, the Warriors have all this experience, but, I mean, experience only goes so far when the matchup is bad, the luck is bad, and the health is bad. So game 7 will be quite interesting.
Without a doubt, and it is interesting that it's in Houston, and you think of the great Rudy Tomjanovich, who famously said, never underestimate the heart of a champion, and there certainly are some championship hearts on that Golden State side, and the Rockets know that. It's all you ask for, right, big fella? Game 7. We look forward to it, Mark, and I look forward to talking more with you throughout the playoff run.
My favorite time of the year, buddy.
Home floor.
It's a little frustrating. You get the opportunity to close out at home, want to do it. Nonetheless, it's a 7-game series. We know we can win there. Got to go get the win.
So you just kind of mentioned what I wanted to ask. You know you can win there. So obviously you guys feel that you can win. What do you need to do on the road to make sure you guys come out of this one with a win?
Get loose balls. I think they probably had 20 points off broken plays and getting loose balls and kicking out for threes. So get loose balls and we'll defend them way better. Kind of getting the first effort. But in order to beat this team, you got to make second and third efforts. And the last 2 games, we have not done that.
Do you think that's due to fatigue or just a lack of effort?
I think it can be due to whatever. The reality is the person who wants the ball more will get it. And right now, it seems as if they want it more.
I mean, there were times in this game you could see, you and Pods especially, where you guys looked, you were frustrated with the way things were going. How much of the frustration was based on what you guys were not doing, and how much was it with what they were doing?
It's all with what we're not doing, which is fighting to come up with the loose balls when they're out there. It's all what we're not doing.
Is that a very correctable thing, you think?
Absolutely.
Draymond, what you guys have played, I think you played in 5 Game 7s. How is the vibe different? And what's the challenge like after 2 disappointing losses to your season's obviously on the line in 48 hours?
Yeah. You move past the 2 losses, they don't matter. A Game 7 is Game 7. I think anytime you had an opportunity to play in a Game 7, it's fun. It's exciting. It's for all the marbles. So move on. I mean, we've moved on. Learn from what we did wrong. It's kind of obvious what we did wrong. Get ready for the game. But I think Game 7s are fun.
I know you're kind of blaming the loss on some of the effort stuff that didn't go right, but you guys also missed, I think, 14 of your first 15 to start the 4th when you kind of lost control of the game. Like, what is so difficult right now offensively, particularly when, they're going very big and they go to a zone?
I think it was less about the zone and more about we started off the 4th quarter a 2-point game and we gave up a 4-point play. And it's just like you lose the life. So you got to give them some credit. They're doing a great job defensively. That's who they've been. That's why they're the 2 seed. It's because they have a great defense. But in saying that, we can't give up a 4-point play in a 2-point game off 1 pass ahead. That's crazy. So, yeah, they're doing a great job defensively, but I thought it was also caused by, kind of just losing the life after that.
What?
Interesting. You hear both Green and Kerr reference that 4-point play, and it forces, that and many other factors. Game 7, Sunday night in Houston, the home team, a small 2.5-point favorite. Ime Udoka's squad looks to win for the 3rd time in the history of the franchise when the Rockets were down 3-1. That would be the most of any team in.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you liked the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we noticed that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.